Yo folks, and welcome to the channel. My name is Borg. In today's video, we'll be covering March weekly with the Tower of Fantasy announcements, JJK gameplay, Demon Slayer collabs with surprise launches and more. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. First things being is Ace Racer by NetEase. This is going to be a racing title in case you guys want to try this one out. Honestly, it's NetEase. They're not the best publisher, but they release decent games, so racing titles are pretty cool, especially ones with waifus. Then we also have Full Metal Alchemist getting a closed beta, so you can sign up right now in case you want to do so. Recruitment is from March 31st to April 8th. Just note there's only going to be 6,000 people that can enter, and that is pretty rough, and this is going to be in JP. So they're probably looking for JP testers, but maybe if you can do the application form and fill it out right, they'll select you. But Full Metal Alchemist getting a 2022 release is looking pretty good. Not to mention, Strongest Sage with the Weaker's Crest is getting a mobile game sometime in March 16th. So maybe when this video is out, the game is already out. First impressions, if you guys want it, leave a comment. This anime is decent. And then we also have Soul Tide that's going to be entering its release date in March 22nd. In case you guys don't know what this gameplay sort of looked like, this is going to be me essentially talking about the game, covering it, my open beta impressions. Honestly, it leaves a lot of things to be desired because of how slow the gameplay was. But if you like a more methodical RPG, I thought it was a pretty cool title. And then we also have Summoner's War Chronicle opening limited signups. Just note, Summoner's War Chronicle is going to be an MMORPG based off of the Summoner's War franchise. In case you ever wanted to do that sort of thing, you know, it's going to be available to you. Summoner's War is a pretty beloved franchise, so I can see why people would want to play the MMO. Then we also have Call of Duty Warzone getting a mobile confirmation. So in case you ever wanted Warzone, going to be a battle royale on your phone. In case you didn't like the other battle royales like Apex Legends and others, you can try Call of Duty Warzone out in the future. Then we also have AetherGaze getting its closed beta test to begin mid-March. Actually, it'll be running from 17th of March to 24th of March. In case you guys don't know what the gameplay of this one sort of looks like, honestly, it reminds me of something like Punishing Gray Raven. A lot of the waifus and husbandos, they have fairly similar animations in the sense that everything looks beautiful. It's an action RPG, and there's going to be plenty of different characters that's going to be fighting amongst an array of enemies that you can essentially face against. And when it comes to this, it's a lot more colorful. It doesn't seem as dark. Anything with more Punishing Gray Raven as sort of combat seems pretty cool. I'm pretty sure Chaotic's going to be covering it, so if you guys want to take a look at the gameplay more in depth, definitely check out his channel because he definitely knows what he's talking about when it comes to these CN titles. Then we also have Honkai Star Rail Galaxy Explorer program inviting beta testers. So Honkai Star Rail, this one looks absolutely stunning. If you want sort of a scenario on how amazing this game is, it's brought to you by Hoyoverse or Mihoyo. Honestly, it looks really great. It's going to be in the Honkai sort of setting. They made Genshin Impact. There's no way Honkai Star Rail's not going to be good. And with this trailer, I guess some flashes of like the ultimates and the different characters being presented, it looks stunning. And honestly, I can't wait for this game to come out. And then we also have Baki King of Souls that'll be releasing in March 2022, sometime there, mid-March. But when it comes to this one, this is going to be a mobile title that's going to be pretty decent in some ways, but we don't know how good it's going to be until it actually releases. It's going to be in JP. Then we also have Myth Wars Idol Heroes. In case you guys want to check out this one, it's going to be an Idol-esque sort of game. There's going to be a lot of idle games. It's going to be in your CBT sort of formats, but if you like waifus, you like this sort of aesthetic, then feel free to jump into this. There's bondos and stuff in there as well. Then we have Jade Dynasty that's also going to be releasing. Just note this is going to actually be a more RPG sense. It's not going to be, you know, your standard MMO RPG where you sort of run around. There's going to be like an actual turn-based functionality, and I think it's going to be cool because it's going to be in this wuxia or more CN like historical fighting genre sort of setting. So in that sense, it looks beautiful, and I can't wait for this to essentially be coming out because it's going to be a little bit different, and Perfect World is pretty decent when it comes to launching MMORPGs on mobile titles. Then we have Kamigoroshi No Aria, a 3D real-time RPG. Now, when it comes to this, it honestly reminds me of something like Honkai Impact or Punishing Gray Raven, just because it has like this sort of 3D action RPG feel to it. The waifus look amazing, and honestly, they all look lovable, adorable, stunning. Every single adjective that I can think of with how I want to love my waifus, they have it right here. So yeah, This one's already out in JP in case you guys want to try it, or in case it's not VPN locked for you. It's going to be a 3D real-time battle system when the waifus, like I said, probably going to be pretty good. It's hitting pretty much every single checkbox as far as JP games go. I'm seeing it #1 in a lot of different fronts on the JP sites that I pretty much check myself. Then we also have Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade unveiling movies and, you know, more gameplay and stuff. In case you guys want to see the gameplay, here's going to be some footage. It looks pretty clean. Here's going to be main characters and some enemies that we're essentially going to be fighting against, you know, the demons, so to speak. I forget the name. I'm pretty sure it's demons, right? But honestly, I liked how the UI looks and how the character is essentially flowing. That punch, it felt impactful. That little slap with like the weapons nunchuck thing. Everything feels good. Everything looks good for this game. And honestly, any gameplay or any announcements or more things that I can actually see with what's happening, it looks stunning. And the way everything sort of flows, it's really nice because you can see a lot of it has a lot of attention to detail, because most games, they sort of just, you know, hodgepodge things together. There's no flow in the way characters do ultimates, but everything seems seamless. So if you want to check out more of it, you can go on YouTube. There's going to be a full live stream for an hour. But let's jump into other things with Nikke, Goddess of Victory, confirming its global launch in 2022. You guys have already seen this one. You know, I talked about it. CBT is out. It's a beautiful game. There's plenty of different waifus that are going to be absolutely stunning in this. And honestly, when it comes to this, you can't really go wrong with Goddess Nikke of Victory. CBT's is out for Korea's, and same things with EN. Gonna be a wonderful, different perspective on our waifus here in Goddess Nikke of Victory. Then we also have Arknights Endsfield announced. This stuff looks really cool. It's gonna be set in the world of Talos 2, a dangerous planet filled with catastrophe and planet rife. Let's jump right into this trailer so you guys can see what this is all about. When I saw the CGI for this, I was honestly just so blown away. Like, they did not have to go this hard for a trailer, you know, just for like the movie cutscenes, but they really want to show you the impact and the world that you're essentially seeing in this new sort of perspective of Arknights. And it's definitely going to be that post-apocalyptic sort of feel still, and there's going to be plenty of different waifus. It looks like there might be husbandos there. There's going to be equal parts waifu, equal parts husbando, but look at how they build the camp essentially for the CGI scene. There's going to be, I guess, different things essentially deploying, where there's going to be a base camp, there's generators, there's chests and storage areas. You're essentially creating an area for, I guess, your character, you know, set their base in and essentially live in, from what I can tell. They're exploring what looks like to be a dungeon or an underground, like, sort of campsite or base, so to speak. And right now, this waifu is going into the thick of it in the sandstorm. This just really blows my mind on how much they're trying to, you know, give you a perspective of how different this world is and how different this is going to be compared to the current Arknights that we have. It almost seems like what they're facing is sort of otherworldly. And this sort of reminds me of like that Death Star sort of feel in Star Wars, where it's like that magnitude level of, how do you say this? Like, the enemy they're facing is much bigger than what it seems to be. Like, in this planet definitely feels alive, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like this world is just sort of dead already. It seems like there's more to it than just that. But not only did we get the CGI trailer, we also got a gameplay demo. And when I was looking at this, like, whoa, look at this map that essentially you get to sort of navigate in. We saw sort of like the UI. It's an open world. Like, out of all the things, I did not imagine this to be a thing, because Arknights is a tower defense. It's, you know, a turn-based RPG. Now, we don't know if the actual combat is going to be turn-based style or action-based, but as you can see, you can at least walk around. There's no enemies there's insects, there's objects, there's, like, you know, trailing feet or like footprints as you're walking through the sands, as you can see. And it just seems like the world is not filled with enemies, so to speak. And this one seems kind of interesting, where the waifu, she's trying to dodge the little pulses that's coming out, and the two waifus, the white waifu and the black-haired waifu, essentially walking around the area. Look at that water, the reflections, the lighting, it's crazy. What's also interesting is it seems like this world was previously occupied. It doesn't seem like completely unexplored. So there definitely has to be like some sort of faction system, different people doing certain things. Yeah, Arknights Endsfield. This one, it seems to be everything that Arknights had, except in a 3D form, but you know, obviously a different spin to it. The 3 characters that we have right now are these 3. I don't think they have any names yet, but honestly, this is super hype. The concept designs, the website looks amazing, and I can't wait to try this one once it gets more information, you know, maybe in 2022. And then we also have a Shin Chronicle. This is going to be, I believe, a turn-based RPG with a different sort of mechanic to it where certain people can attack at certain times. Game looks stunning. It's going to be coming out, I believe, March 23rd in JP. JP games have a hard time releasing an EN, but you know, if you want to try this game out, if you think it looks cool, honestly, it looks cool to me. There's a lot of different things going on in the screen, and there's so many different enemy types. And honestly, the details and the voice acting, I'm pretty sure it's all there. Seems highly polished and everything I would want in a JRPG. So hopefully this one releases with stunning reviews. Shin Chronicle right there. Then we also have the Tower of Fantasy announcement. Just note, Perfect World sold its Western business to Embracer Group, so that's going to be still under Tencent Games. Tencent Games is probably one of the biggest companies when it comes to game companies in China. In case you guys want to see what Tower of Fantasy is all about, here's sort of like a brief trailer playing here. Game looks stunning. If you haven't seen what it is, it's probably reminiscent of something more like Genshin Impact and Honkai, but I think it's its own sort of breed. It seems like an actual MMORPG with its own story, own dynamics. I think it shouldn't be compared to Genshin, but a lot of people will. This game is going to be coming out in 2022, and you can sign up for CBTs right now. So yeah, feel free to check it out. Plenty of different waifus and different characters to interact with, and everything looks, oh man, she looks awesome. Hell yeah, I want to play this game right now. Then we also have Genshin Impact Hyokuken Iki event. Hopefully I'm saying that right. It's going to be a returning event. This has happened before. In case you guys don't know what this is going to be essentially a tower mode, except you're going to be a 2v2. So there's going to be 2 of you essentially going into the tower, taking out some enemies, and you're going to be against another party who's going to be doing the same thing, and whoever essentially scores the most in this new sort of tower mode, you'll be getting primo gems and all sorts of things. But this event has already happened, but look forward to it once it finally releases sometime this week. Then we also have Genshin 2.6 bringing Kamisato Ayato. He's going to be a really cool water husbando, and what I like about him is his abilities seem a little bit faster than a couple of units. I like more of like the fast pace, you know, quick draw units in Genshin Impact, not the heavy hitters in my opinion. And I really love like this sort of rain shower ability that seems to deal heavy damage AoE wise. He's going to bring the Zephyr of the Violet Garden event, and just note he's also going to be bringing the spices from the West event, the Vibro Crystal Research, the outside the canvas inside the lens, and yeah, there's going to also be the Chasm, a new area or new place you can explore in the Genshin Impact universe. Honestly, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming, and this is going to be releasing March 30th, 2022. Genshin Impact always bringing the goods and having a pretty chunky update as far as things goes. There's going to be a lot of different combat stuff, but I'm really curious what this Chasm area is going to bring. Is it going to be, you know, new bosses, maybe a new tower mode? I know like they didn't say everything in the live stream. A lot of stuff in the live stream was really covered, but this is really cool that this update is coming, and of course the area looks gorgeous. There's going to be a wonderful new soundtrack to sort of fit the, I think, Ayato clan. But anyways, Genshin 2.6 right around the corner. Then we also have Arknights Global getting the Stormwatch main story update, so that's going to be pretty huge for Arknights fans. And then we also have New Carnival getting a White Day event. Just note White Day is essentially the male version of Valentine's Day. If you don't know what New Carnival is, be prepared. This is going to be some lewd ultimate stuff. They do some sus faces right here. I have no idea what's happening, but this is a very loved franchise to my female audience, or if I have one, or my male audience. It doesn't really matter. Just know this game is going to be having a White Day. You can't download it via Google Play. You can only download it via the websites. But honestly, if you like that sort of thing, and once I'm brave enough to try the game one day, my heart's just not ready, New Carnival is doing a White Day sort of thing. Then we also have Disney Twisted Wonderland doing a physical exhibition in Ginza, Tokyo, going from March 7th to March 21st. So in case you wanted to see your, his bondos in more of a physical fashion, this is gonna be really cool. I visited these in Japan and I thought they were really lovely. Sometimes they even have a cafe that are based off of the characters that you can collect. They'll be like your favorite foods and everything. So if you're in Tokyo, in Ginza specifically, a pretty expensive place, it's gonna be a cool way to get physical collectibles and all that stuff. Disney Twisted Wonderland doing it right. Then we also have Monster Strike getting a collab with Demon Slayer. This came out of nowhere. Yet again, Demon Slayer getting its rounds within the JP games. In case you guys want to get a feel for how this is sort of going to be looking, here's going to be like Tanjiro doing like his ultimates and stuff. He does like this sort of flame ring, or probably his one dance where he does the flames and stuff. There's going to be plenty of different characters that are going to be in this sort of sequence. There's going to be this dude. I have no idea what his name is. I'm not even going to try. There is this Hashira, the butterfly one. She's pretty cool. Where is Nezuko? Nezuko's not in this one, but you get it. Kimetsu no Yaiba. There's gonna be a lot of different characters in case you sort of want to see it. There's more than just these three. There's this guy. Oh my gosh, don't hate me in the comments for not knowing their names, all right? There's so many different characters that I have to remember from so many different gachas. There's gonna be that guy. I think his name starts with like an A. There's this dude. Kimetsu no Yaiba is coming in hard for Monster Strike. Not to mention Monster Strike is a pretty beloved franchise in JP. So I think this is a pretty huge collab for the Demon Slayer franchise and Monster Strike most of all. Monster Strike gets a lot of collabs anyways. Hopefully this comes out in EN, but you never know. Then we also have the things with Elemental Story by Tokyo Revengers. In case you guys don't know what Elemental Story is, it's gonna be this game. Essentially, it's gonna be, I guess, like your Candy Crush sort of style, except in anime format. Maybe like Puzzles and Dragons in some ways, but it's a sort of simplistic way of showing Tokyo Revengers. They're not doing anything crazy. Their face pops up, they do an ultimate. I just want to keep that in your radar in case you guys wanted some sort of goodness with Tokyo Revengers, because I thought this anime was pretty cool. Then we also have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure getting All-Star Battle R, coming to consoles or pretty much every single device except mobile. This is going to be a pretty cool title. I love the JoJo series. Anything JoJo's, I think it's pretty much golden. And if you don't like JoJo's, I have no idea why you watch anime, because pretty much JoJo's has taken over anime. If you're wondering who is my favorite JoJo main character, it's going to be Joseph Joestar. My bad. I have no idea why I messed that up. That one was Joseph. I'm not sure if you saw it. Anyways, this game looks absolutely stunning. I can't wait to try it out. Even if I'm terrible at fighting games, I'm going to be hopefully doing a first impressions whenever it releases on Steam, because I love PC gaming just as much as I love gacha gaming. All right, so there's going to be JoJo's right there. Pretty amazing. Can't wait for it to release. Then we have the Ichio bundle that's going to be helping folks in Ukraine. You get over 990 games for a small donation of $10. So in case you wanted to help the folks out in Ukraine, or if you want over pretty much 990 games, almost 1,000 titles that'll all be DRM owned, that means you fully own these games, then feel free to get this $10 bundle. It's gonna be really cool on Ichio. Some games that I like them on this one, it's gonna be Celeste, Goner, that's a pretty cool one. But yeah, there's Towerfall, Ascension, so many cool things, but helping Ukraine out really warms my heart at the end of the day. And shout outs to all the people who's sort of affected by the situations. But yeah, that's going to be March Weekly. There's going to be a lot of different things essentially occurring, especially with Tower of Fantasy getting its announcement and pretty much review for 2022. It's going to come out, brought to you by the folks behind Tencent, one of the game publishers, biggest CN gaming companies. But yeah, if you made it this far in today's video, consider subscribing, dropping a like, leaving a comment, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. Once we hit 30,000 subs, we're doing a giveaway. Thanks so much for watching. Have yourself a fantastic day, and see you guys in the next one.